Here with Diamond Ranch coach Roddy Layton. Coach, my first impressions out here, this is like watching Denzel in a movie. Listen to you motivate these guys, and a lot of your other coaches. I mean, you're out here just doing, just warming up. You're talking about being on this lower field and you know, not being ready for the upper field. You're talking about losing the championship isn't good enough. How much of that is your MO? Because people talk about the way you motivate. You could certainly see it out here in these first days.
First of all, they haven't done anything to earn anything. You know what I mean? It's a new season. Everyone's 0-0. My expectations are championships. You know, I mean, the last two classes were classes that have been here through their freshman year, so you know, I had an opportunity to work with them for 4 years. But I mean, you know, our goal every year is the CIF championship, and you know, as happy as we were to go out there and play two good Charter Oak teams, that wasn't our goal to go out there and lose. So right now, we got to step it up. You know, and they don't deserve to practice on the top game field. We're going to be on the lower field, and you know, it's one of those. You know, it's a lunch pail attitude. You know, everyone sees the you know, the positive, cocky Roddy Layton and thinks, hey, he's just all no, man. We come in and put work. You know, if you look at my personal life, I'm an overachiever. So you know, that's the attitude I'm bringing to the practice field, and the players know, and that's the attitude I want them to have, to come out and overachieve.
I think in the past years when you've seen your preseason schedule, you haven't shied away from anyone either. I mean, you played the Oaks Christians, you played Bishop Amat. This year you got Santa Margarita, Damien Elsinore, Chafee before you get into the new Hacienda League. Not as daunting as in years past. How important is it, you think, to get off to a good start, just to get some wins under your belt and kind of have some momentum? You know, in past years it doesn't seem to make a difference. It seems like you have a plan that builds up towards the playoffs anyway. But would you like to get off to a little better start?
You know, our plan is to win every game, every year. You know, we don't. You know, I've never said, oh, we're playing these teams, it's okay to lose. You know, I've never been okay to say, oh, well, we could lose these games and win these games. I mean, our expectation is to win every game. And you know, Santa Margarita, you know, they're a Trinity League team. They didn't have the record that really reflects the talent that they have out there, but they have a new head coach, and you know, Fred Welsh won some championships at Canyon Country. The last 3 years he's been St. Margaret. I think he's lost one game in 3 years, won 3 consecutive CIF champs. They have a great running back there. They had 2 returns against Servite for touchdowns. So you know, Santa Margarita's, you know, that's not a chump. You know, and that's what we're looking for. We want to play the best. Right now, we're working with the deal to get St. Bonaventure next year. So I want the preseason tough, and to get out. You know, everyone's. You know, I don't know. I'm not. You know, I don't want to put down any teams in the San Gabriel Valley, but you know, why play some of those weaker teams? That's not what I want. That's not my expectations. You know, and you know, let people criticize. I mean, we have a plan. We know what we're doing here. I'm not worried about what other people think. You know, it's about our goals and expectations, and it's one of those. When you come to Diamond Ranch, bring your lunch pail. You're going to go to work and be ready to compete against the best. You know, we don't shy away. You know, and I want to keep that expectation because we want to move up.
Right.
You know, I mean, we want to move up, but we got to win first, and we haven't done that.
You know, you're one of those coaches. You didn't want to see Charter Oak leave. I think you enjoyed that.
No, I want to see Charter Oak leave, but we wanted to join them. We want to join them. You know, what I mean, it's one of those. I mean, it's cool. I played in the Hacienda League when I was younger, so we're back in the Hacienda League, which is fun. But yeah, I text. You know, Dominic Farrar and I were texting yesterday. I mean, you know, great respect for that staff. They do a great job. They're great men. They're great coaches. And I'll miss it, you know. And both of us were joking, you know. They probably won't have any friends in their league, and you know, God knows I don't have friends in my league. So, you know, but we wanted to join them, you know. But the thing is, we didn't handle our business. We didn't get that opportunity to. So until you know we could put the rings on like Charter Oak did, you know, we're stuck, and it's not going to be an easy division that we're in. But it's one of those. No, we want to move up. I'm not one of those teams that shy away. There's a couple teams that I thought with the talent they have to go out and pick some of these weaker teams, I'm unhappy with. You know, I mean, I'm looking for that Orange County, you know, talent. I'm looking for that Inland Empire talent, and you know, we face them, and you know, our outcome the last few years hasn't been all victories, but what it has been is it's teaching the expectations that I want for this program. And if you look when I came to now, I mean, kids now expect to play the great teams and go out there and compete. What we need to do now is finish, and that's our theme for 2010. Everything we do is with finish.
Did you feel like you're the favorite now? I mean, you've been the finalists 2 years in a row. They're gone. And talk about the teams in the league. I mean, the division with West Covina, obviously in your league. Diamond Bar, which is going to be a huge game when you meet them for the first time in history. And the Suburban League is kind of the new league that moves in with La Mirada. If you look at Cal Preps, they have La Mirada #1 out of the bat.
Yeah, you know, I mean, if you look on paper, they're really good. I mean, you know, I don't believe in favorites. Last year they rated us #1 in Charter Oak 2 preseason, and I thought, you know, I mean, until you beat a champ, and Charter Oak was returning, you know, Muema and a lot of really good team, and players. I thought Charter Oak should have been preseason #1 last year, but I don't whatever preseason. I don't really worry about. you know, are we favorites? No, we shouldn't be. You know, we graduate a really good senior class, and it's hard to, you know, reboot every year and get back to that level. So should we be favorites? No. Whoever favorites are is up to the you know, it's up to you guys. So but you know, West Covina this year, I mean, you know, their quarterback that we faced a couple years ago, he was a sophomore at that time in the semifinals, and I think we just kind of jumped on them early and got him to quit. You know, he's a little bit more mature now, and you know, they got a nice line in front of them and some nice running backs, so they'll be talented. The game, you know, Benita always plays us tough. The game with Diamond High will be exciting because, you know, we're standing on Diamond Bar's ground, you know, the very tip of the school.
That game is on October 1st. Can you talk about the energy and the anticipation for a game that I think a lot of people in the Valley have wanted to see for years and it's finally going to happen?
Yeah, you know, for the city of Diamond Bar, it's really exciting because all these kids, I mean, our major feeder programs, the Diamond Bar Pop Warner football program, and now we're getting a lot of the Junior All-American, you know, Cowboys program over here. These kids are growing up together, playing just like me. I played Diamond Bar Pop Warner. You know, that you play in these programs, and then your teammates, some go to Diamond High, some go to Diamond Ranch, and a couple sprinkle into Bishop Vermont. And it's one of those, now that we're facing each other, it'll be great for the city. There'll be a lot of energy and excitement. We're going to take advantage of it. We're at Diamond Ranch, we do a lot of social work, and we worked with the American Cancer Society this summer, and October 1st, we're going to have Breast Cancer Awareness Night. Both schools are working together in conjunction to raise money for that awareness. So the energy will be exciting on both sides. I think it's good for Diamond High's program because it kind of will bring the spirit of them back. You know, and it's one of those, everyone's way. All the alumni are coming back saying, man, you guys get to play Diamond High now, and that's something they really wanted. So it'll be fun. You know, we're excited about it.
A couple of things, Coach, last things, because we could talk with you forever
you know,
if we let this go. Chase Price, your running back, what are your expectations? And Cesar Carrillo, the brother of Joe Carrillo, a former quarterback here, how's he looking?
First, Chase Price, I mean, he's verbal to San Diego State. You know, the last 2 years, he's been a starter for us. His hands are exceptional. His running style, I mean, he's a little over 200 pounds. He's, you know, one of the strongest kids on the team. He's very elusive. He has good lateral movement. He has good speed, powerful. He kind of does it all. He'll be our premier guy, and you know, we've had some pretty good running backs the last few years, so, you know, he'll be our premier guy, but we'll still hit with Aaron Allman and Jacoby Carter as well. And then Cesar right now, you know, he's still learning, but he's a good one. He's been a leader. I've watched him play through Pop Warner. Jose Carrillo, you know, his father coached Joe Carrillo, and then he coached Gus Vitamontes, and then he coached Cesar. So we're really getting the same style of quarterback as Joe and Gus with Cesar, and so I think eventually he's going to be really good. So he's looking all right for us, but you know, it's still early, first day at pads, so we got a lot to improve on.
No shortage of words with Coach Roddy Layton. Coach, thank you. Real quick, last thing, Glendora, Charter Oak, who wins that opener?
I got to go with Charter Oak. I talked to Pasquarelli yesterday, but I really think Charter Oak could be all right in Inland. The talent they have, you know, I mean, I'm not shy with my things. You know, 2 years ago I said Charter Oak was the best team in San Gabriel Valley. Last year I'm going to go with Almont and Charter Oak too. But I think if you take the last 5 years, if you look at what Charter Oak done, I think that's the #1 team in the San Gabriel Valley. You know, historically, I'm going to go with Almont, hands down. I think it's a close two. I think Charter Oak, you know, Nick's a year older, Santiago's a year older, Rufus is a threat, Dominic does a great job with the offense. Their defense is physical. They always, you know, they live in the weight room. They really push teams around, especially in the fourth quarter. So, you know, I'm going, you know, I got to go with Charter Oak. You know, I feel Dom and Lou, you know, I feel like we're buddies, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go with the Charger.
There you go. There you always get it straight from Roddy Layton. Roddy, thanks for joining us this morning.